Yeah, I don't control YouTube, honey. Like I said, there's more, like 9 out of 10 times when I put the webcam in, it'll automatically select it over to that. So I never really have to check it. I just double check to make sure it's there. But as soon as when I always pull the camera up,
No.
test to make sure when I pull the camera up to make sure the angle is right. Most of the time when I plug the webcam in, it goes there.
I'm trying.
Just take a breath. People are in there. I just have a message in there to tell everybody that.
All right, baby. Well, I think I got it. We think we got it. We don't know.
People will come over. They know that we're on live.
Okay, we're live, baby. We're live. All right, I'll call you back. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
All right, I'll call you back. Love you. Oh, y'all. Okay, bottoms up. We'll give a few minutes for, will you pull up the new one? For everybody to find their way over. Jan's supposed to be sending a link to the old one. Something with the webcam. I always create the lives, and Jason will set up the lives. Well, he didn't tell me, and sometimes it doesn't do it apparently, where before you hit that go live button, you have to change from the laptop camera to the web camera.
I'm not a toddler, Keith. It wasn't me.
Yeah, so I think everybody's getting in here. We're trying. This is normally Jason's thing of setting up the tech stuff. So good, y'all can see us. Were we out into? Yes, we were. Absolutely, we were.
I don't know which one it is on your phone. I haven't pulled up.
I didn't put a thumbnail on it.
Well, I know, but when I click on this one, it just plays the video.
Yeah, it's supposed to. It's fine. Go ahead and just use yours because bottoms up, folks. Cheers. We made it. Okay, so with our new format, we did have a lot of amazing feedback. Are you okay over there? Eric and Missy. Yeah, we're okay. We're good. We didn't have a blackout. But we had some really positive feedback from our last live on the new format. So with that said, we want to welcome everyone into the chat. And I want everyone to throw up a blue heart and then look at the chat so everyone knows who all's here. So y'all can say hello with just throwing up a blue heart. And yeah, will save us 15, 20 minutes from having, to go through and say hello to everybody. We appreciate y'all being here, but it opens up more time for questions. That's awesome. Look at all those blue hearts. I love it. Woohoo! And I'm seeing everybody in here. We're just so appreciative. But yeah, the more people we get in here, the more, I don't know if, okay, y'all. So we're making do. I don't have bar stools. I think they're in the storage unit, but I don't remember if we saved them. So I'm sitting on 2 stacked kitty litter buckets. So if either of them should happen to fail, which one of them is almost failing with Big Booty Judy on it, you'll just see me go down. So yeah, we'll see how long my buttocks can take these kitty litter buckets. But
how long the kitty litter buckets can take your buttocks.
This is true. Yes. Okay, so it's a fair thing for both, right? And I'm sure y'all got to see our the 3-minute trailer prior to the live. We had just an amazing day. We packed a lot of stuff into a short amount of time. In our minds, we knew about what time we had to be back to get everything set up for the live. We were sadly mistaken. It was pushing it right up until what? Right up until the minute. Yeah. Hey, Jan.
It was like after.
I don't even know.
We left the post office a little after 3.
Oh, y'all. Oh my gosh. Total Vaughn moment. So I'll get to that. But yeah, so we are all set up. So I want to let everybody know that, I just love all the blue hearts. So everybody look and say hi to everybody through your blue hearts. That way it saves anybody from having to tag if they're on their phones or whatever. But if you have a question or you have a comment, put it in caps and tag us. It makes it a lot easier. Mods, if you see a question that we missed, because Jason normally mans the questions, tag us so that we know. Yeah, Jenna's kind of filling in for that. Oh, it looks like Jason is here. He is the White J71. So that is my handsome man all the way from Florida. He's down there having just a good old time. But,
my dad.
Yep. So, but yeah, the end of our girl day today, I had to stop at the post office because I had a whole another 20 more cards to send out, which would mean I had over 60 that I've already sent, right? She's already laughing. So I go in, and the one batch of cards said that it took extra postage. So mind you, I wait in line, and I wait in line, and I wait in line. Finally get up there, and I'm like, the packaging said that it could possibly need more postage. So I put the stamps on them, but I need to make sure that, none of these are going to get sent back to us or, have to pay. Jenna waited in the car. She's very grateful she waited in the car. So good news was they didn't weigh any extra, so I didn't have to pay for extra postage.
Hey, I'm not drinking any wine.
No.
This is my first drink.
Yeah. And
it's just funny.
It is so funny. So after I wait, snorting is a family tradition. It's okay, y'all. So I go over to the post office box. I got my handy key in tow, and I put it in, and I'm like trying to open up our box, and our box won't open. And I'm like, what in the world? Maybe there's so much stuff in it that, if they can't, get the lock to work. So I lean around the corner because I ain't waiting in line that whole time again. And I was like, my key won't work in the box. And so the kid comes over and he's like, well, what's your box number? I'm like, box 14. And so he says, well, can I see some ID? And so I gave him my ID, my military, and my driver's license. And so he says, well, I'm going to talk to my supervisor.
Thanks, Jan.
Because he's like, that box has been closed since October. And I'm like, no, we just got mail in it last week. Like, not even last week, like a couple days ago. Like, our P.O. box is not closed. And he's like, really? You got mail last week? It's been closed since October. And I'm like, no, it hasn't. So he goes back and then talks to his supervisor, brings me back my driver's license, and brings me another application. He's like, well, you can, in the meantime, fill out a new application for a new P.O. box. And I'm like, I just sent out 60 Christmas cards. So then I wait literally like 20 minutes, and the supervisor comes over and says, ma'am, this is the last name that we have on box 14. I'm like, well, that doesn't say White Rock Homestead, and it's not Jason, and it's not me. And he's like, ma'am, are you sure your P.O. box is 14? Oh, y'all. So I get on my phone and I pull up our YouTube channel and I go to our information. It's not 14. Our P.O. box is 13. All these people behind me are laughing their butts off at me. And I'm like, I am a blistering idiot. So he's like, go try it. And so I take my little key over and I open up the box above 14, which was 13. And sure enough, it was the magic key. And it opened the box.
She was in there for at least 45 minutes.
And I'm like, Mr. Postmaster, I just sent out 60 Christmas cards with P.O. Box 14. And he's like, well, it's not been taken, and no one has gotten Post Box 14. So he was going to stick a handwritten sign on P.O. Box 14 that says, should an email come for White Rock Homestead, please put it in P.O. Box 13.
I waited in the car because I was like, it's not going to take long. And I got 2 new books, and I was trying to read one because it's really little. And I'm paranoid, so I locked the doors as soon as she left the car. And
my dog.
So I was waiting, and there were people that were pulling in the spot right next to us. So many cars in and out of that spot, and I saw a truck, and on the other side, and a guy had gone in, and then came back out and left, And so I just like kept looking. I'm like trying to read, but still look, see if my mom's coming out of the freaking building.
No, not standing in line having everybody laugh at me because apparently White Rock Homestead don't know their own P.O. box. So word to the wise out there. And I sent out Christmas cards if you had it listed on your little link thingy.
Hey, you know what? All right. So father in there said Jenna always locks all the doors. She's afraid of her own shadow. People like to make jokes about skinwalkers here, and I'm not going.
Yeah,
I'm not
we
doing
don't
that.
we don't deal with skinwalkers.
I'm not dealing with things that are not human, or
I do. So
I'm not dealing with humans, so I'm locking the doors.
Yeah, JB says that I owe the postmaster some cookies. You are so right. I do, because he was pulling his hair out, not because he really thought. Because I'm like, no, we paid for a year and we're on auto repay. No, and we are paid for up until May, and it's auto repay just for $13, not 14. So so JB, I will have to probably make him something up there and take it in there and be like, hi, I'm your idiot homesteader. Yeah. So and I was really freaking out because I didn't, because at first he said, well, everything that was in the box got returned to sender. And I was like, oh no. And I'm like, did I not pay it? Did we not? I'm like, we didn't get a notice. He's like, they always send out no. I'm like, we didn't get a notice. Yeah. Yeah. So it was I felt like a blistering idiot, but anyway, so that was our yeah. Which kind of makes it a little funny, because if I were to follow this cup that I got today at one of the thrift shops,
I found it.
She did. So I'm going to put it up here and hopefully y'all can see it. I don't know
Hold on.
if you can.
Hold it back a little bit.
A little bit. Okay. Can you see it? We can't fix stupid, but we can sedate it. Who's the stupid one?
Who's the one that always gets made fun of for being stupid? Where do I get it from? You don't get it from me.
Okay, true. I love you too, baby. Yeah, I thought so. Was there any question? I thought I saw a question from now on. Think of Friday the 13th. Yeah, I know. And Jason's like, well, didn't we joke about it being, lucky number 13? And I'm like, no, I don't remember that. So yeah, all the Christmas cards. PO Box 14. Don't return a sender. Yeah, it's 13. Yeah, Jenna was super happy that she stayed in the car.
I got pretty far in my book.
Yeah. So anyway, this was Jenna's find today for me. Being a retired nurse, I would have sedated it. Give me some Halidol. But yeah, so I got a new mug, and if y'all watched the trailer, which I think y'all did, we got Leonard Martin Homestead. I've not seen them. Hello. Got that stand mixer, y'all, for $6. I felt guilty. In fact, I actually gave him $8 for it because I threw a $2 extra onto our bill to make it $10.
So then also, right when she was going to add up everything, I saw dog toys, so I went over and I was looking at the dog stuff, and I said, Mom, we can get Maya a Christmas toy. She was like, she doesn't need it, and I grabbed one and I showed it to her, and it's a rope because she loves the ropes, and she said, okay, she needs it.
It was a brand new doggy toy, and it was $1. So
little baby got a new toy.
Yeah, and so I ended up telling them, go ahead and run, because they have credit card fees and stuff, and of course, on a day of thrifting, we didn't take cash. And so I always feel bad for, if it's Goodwill or something like that, I don't care. But the smaller ministries and
Get down.
The Humane Society and stuff.
Good girl.
There was, I can't. It's stupid to make them pay a fee to process my credit card for such a small order. So I'll usually throw on a couple dollars if it's a local charity, just to cover those fees that I know that they incur. But yeah, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that extra KitchenAid. My initial thoughts were, I really want all of my daughters to have a KitchenAid stand mixer, because when we do our FaceTime cooking togetherness, so many things I make, I use the KitchenAid stand mixer, and I already have one, and I want all my daughters to have one. And so I may go ahead and clean it up, or I may go ahead and just put it out in the summer kitchen. So I'm not sure yet. I want to test it out, try it out. It ran beautifully because we plugged it in, checked it out. So it is missing it came with the paddle attachment, but it's missing the dough spike and the whisk. So I can get on Amazon and order those. So I'm not worried about that, but that is a goal of mine. I want to make sure all my daughters have that so that they can pass it down to their grandbabies. And I don't know, my big booty Judy's hurting. And I did see a comment in there. I'm not quite sure who it was from working in a nursing home, and somebody called you Big Booty Judy too. Yeah, that's how I got my nickname also of Big Booty Judy.
Well, it wasn't a resident, right? It was
No, it wasn't a resident. It was one of my coworkers. So yeah, but it's just kind of, she's a part of me, she's Big Booty Judy. But I haven't scrolled. See, I'm not as good at this as Jason is.
I'm watching.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So as y'all know, probably from our last video, we did not hit our goal of being in the tiny house before Jason took off to Florida. So at one point we just had to sit back and be like, it is what it is. We didn't want to rush. We didn't want to push corners. We didn't want to cut corners. So we just decided it's fine. We're just going to keep plugging away and do what we have to do to get into the tiny house the way we want to, rather than be rushed. Of course, we didn't work on it today. And then tomorrow, we are going to be doing sausage and noodles all day. So for those of you that have asked me to record that, we are going to record it. And I'll probably put it out as an extra video. It won't necessarily be, one of our Tuesday or Saturday videos, but just as an extra video. And that way y'all can see our process. Now that we have the little chest freezer, we can fill it up. And so I got the pork to do, and then Building with Keith and Mickey gave us some pork fat. And so I'll be able to add that to it because the butts are a little, slim.
I don't remember how. I know I messed up his name before.
Dark Lord Minute.
He said all KitchenAids can be sent in to be fixed. It will cost you shipping at most, depending on what's wrong with it. I knew someone that worked for the company.
That's good to know. Yeah, that's really good to know. It's a professional version. It's got the lever up, lever down, like mine does, and it ran beautifully. We turned it on. We played with it. Yeah. What?
Tara's such a kid. Can't even say but.
But I said it. But
it's a weird word when you think about it.
What was our other words today that we were having a hard time with? Panties?
No. This guy that I'm talking to, I don't know. He said he doesn't like the word poop, and I said I don't like the word. I said I don't like the word panties, and I said underwear sounds better, and then he said pantaloons ? So then I asked him.
Which that part was funny, but why y'all talking about panties?
No.
La 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 la.
It was just because he said he doesn't like the word poop. We were talking about P words, and I said that's not an attractive word. It's a weird word.
That's true. That's true.
It just, when you say it.
Yes. So Jason and Keith on our side of the state, they are down with Gary and Mary and Mike down in Florida. They are working their butts off, trying to get Gary and Mary to Arkansas. So, yeah, day one of being alone was our day today, and y'all saw that. I'm not the only
one. I don't like the word panties either.
Okay, there we go.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It just sounds weird.
Pantaloons. Pantaloons.
Yeah, I asked him to say pantaloons, and he said it with a British accent, but
that's cool. We love British accents.
No, but
Tasmanians, if Jonesy's in here.
Some people don't like the word moist. It's like that, but.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have those word aversions. Is that what they're called? I have texture aversions. So, the one thing that I can't stand, it almost drives me nuts, is when somebody chews material with their teeth. Oh, it's awful. They're kids when they're chewing on their shirt. I can take a fingernail on a chalkboard any day, but I can't take chewing on a shirt. No.
That's funny because I used to chew on shirts all the time. I'd sit there and I would just like.
Don't. No, I just remember you. She didn't take a binky or anything because she was breastfed, but so she had no hair till she was like 3.5, but she had a little bit of sprig right up here. And she didn't take a binky. She, no bottles, nothing. And she started off, she would suck on these 2 fingers. And then she'd take her finger and she would swirl this, and she'd swirl it into a knot so much that sometimes I had to cut it out. And then when those 2 fingers got too big, she went to these 2 fingers. And then when they got too big, she went to these 2 fingers. And then she just quit once she outgrew those. But and it was so strange because, she never met my mom. My mom had died many, many years before she was born. And my mom was a hair twister. And my mom would sit there and she would twist.
But for the longest time, like in school especially, I would always just.
Yeah,
you can't see it. Sorry, I would like do this all the time.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy because
I just needed to be doing something with my hands. My hair's always there, so.
So Gary says that we got them and taking care of them. Yeah, I hope so. Of course, Mike. I'm on the phone with Jason first time all day, and Mike comes by and he's like, "Hey, the girls said they're gonna be here in a little while." I'm like, "Excuse me." Yeah, not funny, Mike. If you can hear me, not funny. Yeah, but they're doing a good job, and I applaud all their efforts down there. They will get them moved, and we are just super excited to be a part of that. Absolutely. Hair chewers that are gross. Yes. I had a student once that sucked on a hair on the bus.
Oh,
the one that I had to put right behind me. Yeah.
My memory's gone.
Interchange rumors. I'm so disgusting chewing everything. Yep. And chewing on rubber bands is horrible. Yes, Deborah, that is. Yep. Jesus, glad everyone made it.
Her other crotch goblin used to chew. On the erasers of pencils.
Zach?
And eat them.
But Zach has Tourette's.
Tourette's is not chewing on pencils, Mom. Tourette's is, fuck you.
Gentlemen, you can't say that.
Sorry.
Strike that out. Sorry, I apologize.
That's what Tourette's is, though.
It is to some extent, but not in your brother's case. He doesn't do that.
No, he just does that with his eyes all the time.
Vocal tics and physical tics. Crotch goblin. Yeah. That's what I had her in as for the longest time as my contact. And then she had birth giver for mine.
That's been your name for years.
Yep. And so straight to the R. I know. You get the young ones on here and I forgot to remind her that we're a PG channel. What do you say, Mike? Just what? You're laughing, babe. Yeah. Laugh all you want. Absolutely.
I have 2 older brothers. I can't help it.
So Ivy's family factotum, they're saying that they have some family and folks coming over for New Year's. There is a distinct possibility for that. I need to call back Mama V because unfortunately we're not going to be able to make it for her trust raising because some of our other kids are coming into town and are going to be here during that time, and they're our priority, and so we want to spend time with our kids. And but that means that once they leave, if we can get everybody shuffled around and get Jenna out of the Nugget and into the fifth wheel, then we will be grabbing the Nugget and we're going to come over to the west side. And we plan on, which I need to run this all past Mama V yet. And I already spoke with her about us staying longer if we were later getting there. And she was absolutely loving that idea. So yeah, we may be on the west side for New Year's Eve. I can't make any guarantees yet. It's something Jason and I have just touched on briefly. So we are going to try to make it work because we know that we want to be there. We want to help, and we may not be able to be in on the actual trust raising, but after the trust raising comes windows and some other things that are needed to be done to get her dried in so that she is secure in her home. So we'll see. I guess you guys will find out when we know, when we find out.
To be fair, also,
Gary,
you
no, zip it.
you can ask Building with Keith, the female part of Building with Keith.
Mickey,
I can't help it.
what?
It happens all the time at work. The words, they just come out.
Well, I think it's a lot of it's the younger generation. They use it more as like an adjective.
Yeah, because it is.
And
it makes your sentences spicy.
well, spicy. I don't know. It honestly, to our generation, it doesn't make it spicy. It makes it derogatory. You know, like everyone has verbatim or stuff that falls out of their mouth in word vomit at any given time, depending on the situation. But the younger kids, I have found, you know, that they do use it more as like an adjective. It's just kind of a part. It doesn't carry the same weight it carried when we were young. And so it is a lot different. And I guess these are the challenges you take when you bring the younger ones on and you don't give them a fair warning beforehand, y'all. What if I can go back and bleep that? I think I can. Because I had to bleep something in
Okay, it's in my brain. I know you've said it before. It's just like way in the back.
Bring it to the front.
Eh.
Yeah. So yes. Yes. Oh, Mama V is in there. So awesome. I had seen her in earlier and I wasn't sure she was still in there. So yeah, we are working on that. Of course, it all depends on how long the guys are in Florida because we have to be into the tiny house before our children come down. Children, they're all grown adults and married, but well, not all of them, but we've got to be moved in here so that we can shuffle everybody around so that everyone has a place to sleep. So what? Question? We got a question?
No, Making It Home said my dad would have pile drove me into a wall if I ever said that. But then Ivy's family, yeah.
Totem.
Yep. Oh, you should hear what our 14-year-old has done. Yeah, it caused a 1-week suspension from school.
Yeah.
I never was suspended.
No. Jenna was very much the rule keeper. All of my kids were like straight and narrow. I know that sounds goofy, but when I would get calls from school, when my daughter would need to be disciplined, it was always because she was disciplining the other students. And if any of the other students were not doing everything according to the exact directions, she was always trying to correct them. And not in a bad way. It was, you know, the one time, you know, when you take a test and they put those blinder folders up that are connected and they like go around the test when the kids are sitting at their desks. There was something to do with that. And the teacher had said, go ahead and put those up. And she just wouldn't let it rest that another little boy wasn't putting his up in a timely fashion. So yeah, anytime there was ever any disciplinary issues with my daughter, it was always because she was correcting another student because they weren't following the rules.
I grew out of it.
No, you didn't. You really didn't. You just matured in a way of what bothered you and how you address it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so it matured into me calling out the guys at school that were jerks.
Derek.
And then they didn't like me anymore.
Meet me away from YouTube. I'll make a sailor run and hide with my mouth. Yeah. And like I said, everyone has those little moments of word vomit, but
not your daddy. I was a rebel. Always were in suspension, just like now, always in Facebook jail.
Daryl, I don't even have to know or look who's posting what on Facebook because I look at the meme and I automatically know it's Daryl.
Okay, I'm gonna say something real fast.
Okay. Whew, I need to turn the fireplace off.
Yeah.
Whew, hold on.
Can I skip the ads?
Yes, skip the ads.
I very, very much appreciate Not Your Daddy. With I think what is it? Him and his wife and girlfriend.
Well, girlfriend.
Okay, so with them making the donation to a charity in honor of Baby Finch.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Thank you.
I don't think we shared that. So one of Jenna's best friends delivered a little baby boy, stillborn.
19 weeks.
Mm-hmm. And when Daryl was doing a generous offer for a donation to a charity, I I made a suggestion of a charity that I used to work a little bit with, called Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep. And it is a service provided to parents of stillborn babies or premature babies that they go in and do portrait photography for the parents. And they selected that as their charity, and they made that donation in honor of baby Finch. So yeah, thank you, Jenna. Yep, so awesome.
Sucks though. When I was up there, she said that when they got the pictures done, it would take 8 to 13 weeks to get them back. So that part kind of sucks, but
yeah,
it's still a great thing that they do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I lost one at 21 weeks, and
get out of here, Dad.
They didn't.
it's a microwave, okay?
And they didn't offer that kind of thing back then. And so because legal age of birth is 22 weeks. Prior to that, it's a miscarriage, and they didn't recognize those as anything other than that. So we got nothing. And so to be able to have that as a service, it's always been near and dear to my heart. So that's awesome. Absolutely awesome. And yeah, it's a great charity. It truly is. They take, when I had my photography studio, I actually looked into doing it. I made contact. I got my application. I filled out all the paperwork, was ready to roll. And, those little things come back in your brain. And I was worried because of my experience that I wouldn't be able to keep it together and be professional enough to provide that service for these moms. It was still too fresh, too new for me. So I just did referrals instead. But yeah, it's awesome. And any other questions? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And yes, after a long day, it is wine night, but I like my new. Except now I feel bad. Here I am being all proud of my, we can't fix stupid mug. And I was the most stupidest idiot at the post office. Jeez Louise. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I did say that. So tomorrow we're doing the pork and the noodles, and I'll video that. And then what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday.
So I don't know what you're doing Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, we got, yes. So Saturday's video, of course you're going to have to wait and see, but I am going to be tackling the projects that I can tackle, because we don't plan on the noodles or pork taking all day. And there are jobs here within the tiny house that I can achieve and accomplish even without Jason here. So when Jason gets back, he did take a camera. So whatever footage he's getting, I'll probably throw an extra video together for that because it's Gary's project. And it's, Gary and Mike are heading that up. And I want to make sure they have those first opportunities to put their content out, because it's their, this is Gary's life, and he's moving. And so he takes priority over any other videos. So we will be doing other projects until they get their video out. No pressure, guys. No pressure. Simply Jan says, when are we going on our shopping spree? I am so ready. I'm going to be even more so ready after the new year and after we get everything squared away, because we no more than we'll get into the tiny house that we have to start the YouTube studio. And we've got a lot of things playing with that. We'll be in with Tilted K again, getting logs. I'm sure you'll see a lot of them as well. And because our goal is to mill all the lumber that we're going to need for the YouTube studio, except for the outside board and batten, like we did on the tiny house. It's not real board and batten. If y'all have gone back and watched the videos, we faked it until you make it, but it is beautiful and we love it. And I'm designing the studio to be cohesive with the tiny house because it's going to sit next to it. So it'll have a very same architectural style as well as cladding. And so everything on the homestead has to match. Y'all know how weird I am about that. So that's what we're going to do. But short of that, we're hoping to mill everything for the YouTube studio, and it shouldn't take that long. Aw, thank you, Daryl. Yeah. Are you kidding me? I could spend all that at the wine shop for Jan and I. Okay, we'll go to the wine shop last because, yes, absolutely. And so once we get the YouTube studio up, though, we are going to be doing merch. I know you guys have all been waiting for it. You've been generous with it because we've had a lot of people donate towards that side gig that I'm working on and greatly appreciate it. And we're having a way to thank everybody for that as well. Should I spill the beans on what we're doing? Well, y'all know, I think I've said it a few times, but I also wood burn stuff and I love to wood burn. Plus, art and all. Daryl, you're killing me here. That's awesome. All right. Well, Jan, I guess we're going to be looking at dates. But when we build the YouTube studio, the part where we're actually going to be doing the live.
Jan said you're hitting the wine shop first.
Okay. Yeah, now we can. But our little actual part where we're doing the lives at will be kind of like a little booth. And the wall behind us will be, and we're milling that lumber, will be a wood siding, like a wood wall. And I will be wood burning everyone's logos and names in it that has helped us out along the way, who have been, just amazing people towards our journey. And I thought that would be just so amazing. So like what you're seeing, oh, she's sitting on the step stool. What you're seeing back here, where it's the kitchen and it's the brick and blah, 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 it's actually going to be a wood wall with everyone wood burned on it. So I'm super excited. But as soon as the merch gets up and going, we are going to be switching over to StreamYard for the lives. I've kind of held off, but the need is there soon. We'll be able to do kind of like the wheel, and everyone puts in a hashtag number, and we actually do drawings and stuff because I want to be able to give away tons of our merch to get it out there. I know y'all have been waiting a long time for that, and we had planned on having it done sooner, but life. Yeah.
Jan said, "Oh God, we're gonna need to rent a van."
Yeah, because we sold the tour bus because Michelle, she had when we would do a lot of talking about the tour bus before we sold the tour bus. She's like, keep the tour bus. You could do it like a Homestead party bus and completely redo it, serve wine, and travel around to everyone's homesteads, for all the subscribers to go on these homesteading trips. Super idea, but we're not millionaires. That ain't gonna happen. And we sold the bus, so there's that. While you're on the west side, let me know. We can do lunch. We can do lunch, but it's on us this time, JB. You've treated us more than you need to, and sometimes you just gotta let people treat you.
Mary West said, "What do you have left to do before you can move into the house?"
Great question. So we have got to. I can't remember if it was just save that. Save it.
Can I
I don't know if you can pin the message, maybe. So I think, yeah, because we just, when y'all saw me all dressed up in my, Am I Wrong video, I was not going to be snorting wood shavings and sawdust anymore. So you just got to laugh at yourself sometimes, but, ingenuity takes over and you do what you can. But anyway, back to the question. So we just got done milling more of that 100-plus-year-old barn wood. We have the doorway in between the bathroom and the living room that we have to trim out. We have 2 more pieces of trim and 1 window to trim out. That should take care of all the trim. Well, a couple more in the kitchen that we need to finish trimming out. And then Jason has to get the drain done on the shower, and also needs to route all of the drain pipes together so that we are going to be putting in a chamber gray water system first, make sure that it can handle the off, but I want it filtered. So we are going to be doing that, but that doesn't have to be done before we move in. And then I need the chandelier hung in my kitchen. Wait till you guys see that thrifted fine. Oh, it's beautiful. And then That's it.
I don't know why you're looking at me.
my stove needs hooked up. Eric and Jason got it installed. They got the pipes ran, but Jason needs to order the regulator or some. Which, baby, if you're in here, did you order the regulator yet? He's probably going, oh shoot, and he's on Amazon right now.
Not your daddy. You're gonna have to add another 0 onto the next one you do because that will be bail money for the 2.
I've never been arrested. I've never needed bail money.
Before I went to Ohio, was it you?
What?
I think it was her. Said don't do anything to get arrested.
It's a parent thing, right?
I'm the good one.
No, it's a parent.
No, all I got was a crack in my windshield.
Yeah, and almost drove off the road.
Say the wording right. A semi ran me off the road.
And she neglected to tell me this, but apparently she's got it on dash cam. So I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Yes, the chandelier is thrifted. I love stained glass. Love stained glass. I was able to be in 2 different thrift shops over. It was actually before we even moved down here, before we even had the property. Because as Jason and I would be thrifting, if there was a piece for whatever reason in my brain, I was knowing that it was going to go with the stuff. Daryl! Gosh. Oh, now we're going to have to pull some major shenanigans. Jeez. Thank you, Daryl. You're ornery. Well, yeah, he made me lose my train of thought. Anyway, so I had picked up this gorgeous, I wouldn't say it's mid-century. It's more Art Deco kind of, but not the weird Art Deco. It's more of what you might find in an upscale 1920s hotel, stained glass. I think I paid $15-20 for it. Gorgeous. And it just happened to match this one that I picked up at an auction. I paid $10 for this one. And then out of all my stained glass lighting, I paid the most for this little desk lamp. I paid $30. And the only reason I paid $30 is because it was at an estate auction and somebody was bidding against me. And no, I ain't gonna let it happen. If it's something I want, I will outbid you. And that's the only time I have a poker face is when we're at an auction. And I play it. I mean, I learned this through all like my photography auctions, everything that, I'll throw on them sunglasses and I just look like a 007 agent and you will not win. And if I bow out, I feel glad that I've bowed out because you just paid a boatload more than you had to. So I make them know that usually if that happens a couple times, everyone at the auction knows, oh gosh, if she bids, nah. So I won it, but it was $30. But dang it, I wasn't going to walk away without that because the stained glass globes on that one also matches all of this. So almost everything, like I think my faucets were new, which y'all knew. I really don't even know what else is new, honestly. Everything in our home is thrifted. It just is. So, and I'm a sucker for a good kitchen gadget, old vintage kitchen things. I love it. And so for me, thrift shops are it's it. Absolutely. Wow. 143 in here. That's awesome, y'all.
So someone asked what happened to your neighbor, Jackson. He's still in Arizona right now. He has one more puppy to sell.
Yep.
That's as of today. I don't know, like earlier today. I don't know. Maybe he's
so for those that, because I know we've addressed it a couple times, which were awesome too, because we talk to Jackson all the time. Jackson also has a house and his mom back in Arizona. Mm-hmm. And so because he did not get the semi built out to be warm enough, and he was already going to be going back for the holidays to Arizona to his other house, because he rents it out when he's not there. And so then when he's there, he just sleeps on the couch, I guess. But his dog had 9 puppies, or was it 10?
She had 10, but one of them passed.
And so he was getting rid of all the pups. We just spoke. He is actually working as an Amazon delivery guy for the moment while he's out there. and he is extremely homesick. He misses us. He misses his land, and he's not sure if he's going to ride out the rest of the winter in Arizona or if he's going to come back early or maybe just pop in for a visit if he's got business, because he also has a house in Mountain Home that he rents out. So yeah, but he's doing great, although he cut his hair. I don't know if he cut it for a job or whatever.
You said he did cut it for a job.
I bet he did, because that was the same time he got hired at Amazon. And he sent me a picture from himself in the barber chair, and I'm like, what? So yeah, Jackson is still very much part of our lives, just not here physically.
Excited for him to be back, though.
Yeah,
I'm very excited for him to come back.
Absolutely, he's so much fun, and we're excited to do some more stuff on his trailer build too, because it's interesting. You know, Jason and I have never done a semi-trailer build out, and so it's a new skill. Plus, we're able to teach Jackson. And after we built that first wall for Jackson, he's like, that wasn't hard at all. I could do that. Well, absolutely, you could. So I don't know where he's sitting with his YouTube channel. He's just trying to do what he needs to do right now to get by. So we're waiting on Jackson to come home, and couldn't be happier for him though. And he's getting to spend the holidays with his mom. Something with this won't let me sip my wine quick enough, and I need to sip.
Someone else asked.
You're supposed to remember who it is that's asking.
I think it was Mary.
Okay.
Something said that. She asked if you find it hard to find good things like at the places here. She said the Goodwill, she doesn't seem to tend to have very good things.
Yeah, so the Goodwill's hit or miss. We found some amazing deals there. Yeah, I got an almost brand new Bun coffee maker. Didn't have a price sticker on it. So I take it up to the worker and I'm like, how much is this? And he's like, well, I don't know. I need to talk to my manager. I'll go see. And he took the coffee maker, went out to where his manager was. His manager was busy, didn't have time to speak with the worker, right? So he comes back and he's like, $3.
Okay.
And of course I play it off. I'm like, I suppose I'll take it for $3. It's a Bun coffee maker. We already have a Bun, but we're going to have a YouTube studio, and I'm an all-day coffee drinker. So it's just awesome. Yeah. The Salvation Army.
Aren't they like not a good company?
Everyone has their views on, it's not that they're not a good company, because ours here actually does do outreach. That's where Jackson took the homeless lady to get assistance and to get vouchers for this, that, and the other. So they do. This is one of the few that does do outreach. But what we're finding is some of the thrift shops, they're getting the stuff donated. It's free. And they're up pricing it stupid ridiculous. $15 for a little Pyrex white dish.
I personally feel like $2 for a koozie is too much.
Yeah.
A used koozie?
There was a used koozie that she wanted to get Jason. And
that was at Goodwill, and that was $3.
Yeah. It's so, you just have to know. And that's why, we slide into those places, but our favorite ones, the ones that they all know us by name, and that we go in and we have conversations with all the time, are the ones that do the community outreach right here in our hometown. So you've got the Serenity House. They do a domestic violence shelter and women's outreach program. And so all of their proceeds go to help those in bad situations, to do whatever they need to do, provide food, provide housing, provide getaway, provide whatever they need to get away from that situation. So we love going to that one. And then, of course, you guys saw on the trailer that we have the SNK ministry. And
I really like them.
They're amazing people.
They've never taken me there before, but they had interesting stuff in the store, and them as people. Yeah. From what I can tell, they're great.
They are. And they have he's told us this before, but they have one gentleman that comes in every day to their shop, because everything's $1 unless it's otherwise priced.
Sorry. Real quick. Tasha Lynn said my favorite is AmVets. Everything goes to vets.
There is one in Missouri.
The people was SNK you're talking about? He did say that one of their big things is vets.
Yep. Yep. And they put feet to what they're doing. So they're out literally in the streets and giving away things, helping these homeless people. So they don't just say they actually go out into the homeless camps and take provisions, and they actually do things. It's just a husband and a wife that the Lord put it on their heart to do that kind of thing. And so they have this little shop, and
they also, I'm sorry, I'm closing out of this.
Yeah.
They had,
ooh, nice, Pierogi. Yes.
it's going to be
JB.
backwards, but they have a sign posted up in their store.
Well, they won't be able to read it. You just read it to them.
I can't. No, I'm gonna.
No,
Yeah.
Denmark.
Okay, so it looks like a chalkboard sign. But they have a Bible verse on there. It says, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." Mm-hmm. And then they also have a prayer list, and they have 3 different, technically like 5 people on it right now, but like 3 different people.
Yeah, so that anybody that goes into the store, if they want, they can, continue this prayer list. It's just a great little shop. So it's those little shops that we love the most. We will slide into the other ones. Our other local ones. Of course, the hospital auxiliary has theirs, but oh gosh, it's 6:57.
Yeah.
Holy mackerels, y'all. Like, where did the time go? Tom Petty was so into coffee. He had 2 bun machines in the studio and on the road. Exactly. That is totally us, dog catcher. I have no problems having both. So anyway, so one thing I forgot to mention, if y'all are the first timers here, we are a part of Homestead Hangout. So at 5 p.m. we have Gillum Farms. We have us at 6. We have Not For Nothing Homestead with Ginger at 7. We have Dale and Lisa at 9 Acre Family Farm. And after that, sorry, the burps are starting. And so go check out all of them. Tell them that White Rock sent you. I am so glad that y'all are here. Thank you, baby. 2-minute warning.
Oh, hey.
What?
Real quick, just since we were talking about that.
Yeah.
James Hall, I have 30 toiletries bags with washcloths and socks going out to homeless folks soon.
Yep. That's
Good
awesome.
job.
Yeah, that is so awesome. I've raised my kids to be very generous when it comes to, charities and stuff like that. They got big hearts. I do too. But yeah, so thank you. Thank you for doing that. We're so appreciative of y'all being in here. I know y'all are bopping all over to the next live. And thank you for working through all this blonde stupidity tonight, y'all. But thank you for being here. We love you. We're going to call it. It is 6:59. Mama V, I will be in touch with you.
So got 40 seconds.
Yeah, as well as Anson. We'll work something out. We can't commit exactly quite yet, but we're working on it. As long as we get everything done here. Not your daddy, Daryl. Thank you so much for me and Jan's shopping spree day that we're going to have. We got working on that, but we love you guys. Mwah. Thank you. Throw me up a bunch of blue hearts. Let me know that y'all are here, and we will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.